of 2026. Can you believe it? I am still in shock. Let's look at some major themes for you in this year. What could be coming online for you? I am using the Equinox Solstice technique for forecasting. So this is kind of cutting through the den of the hundreds of transits and just looking at these critical 3-month epochs and what the themes are for those epochs. Obviously, astrology is really tailored. Actually, it's more important to look at your individual chart to see what's happening for you specifically versus the overarching analysis of your sign that you share with millions of people, right? But this is still helpful. I mean, I think we all come across pop astrology, if you will. I mean, I live on horoscopes. I've lived on horoscopes since I was a little girl. Yes, I know there are millions of other cancers, but this type of horoscopic work can still be valuable. And one thing that I'm noticing looking at your chart or our charts, our collective transits, but from the perspective of Pisces, for you, Jupiter and Cancer in your 5th house, like duh. I have a Pisces friend who just welcomed a child. And so this is like really like literal, 5th house is literal children, but it can also represent creations that have been birthed into the world. And so this is something that you've been engaging with since Jupiter, your ruling planet, went into Cancer in 2025, like mid 2025. And this is something that you're going to keep exploring and expounding on and expanding on through Jupiter's ingress into Leo at the end of June. And when that happens, the date is June 26th, then it's more back to business for you. I feel like having a kid is a lot of business, okay? So like even with Jupiter in the 5th house, like related to fun and begetting things and creating things, all of these things, even as you're enjoying their being and their presence, they have weight to them. They, I feel like you're going to be dealing with the impact of that weight for the latter half of the year. You've also got Saturn, Neptune, lunar north node still in your sign as we enter 2026. And that's really meditative. It's really meditation, literal. Like that is so helpful for you to get your mind right. Any kind of spiritual practice, super helpful to get your mind right. But I think for you, it's just like very clear on your direction. I don't think that Saturn, Neptune, or Neptune is always unclear. I think that it can be. I think that the Neptune can totally be like the fog that miss everything up, but it can also be crystal ass clear. And I feel like in a way you are crystal clear because the node is there, and so the lunar node is a very clear trajectory, right? So you know where you're going in life, you know where you're headed, you're ready for it. I think that this is like kind of like a pinnacle experience where you've reached the crescendo, you reach the peak, like the pinnacle, and now it's kind of, I would say, just simply something as simple as staying the course on that which you have manifested. So let's look at Neptune and Jupiter and see what they're doing. We've got Venus, Jupiter, Uranus. We've also got Uranus, Neptune, Pluto going on. Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Venus, Jupiter, Uranus. Here's Venus, Jupiter, Uranus right here. It's going to be your 4th house. So I think just so many things are shifting with your family, your identity, your public identity, if you have children, all creations that you have begetted. I think your community is shifting, but fundamentally your home life and your sense of self, how you live, your property, your actual family and lineage, and kind of this is the parental access. So our parents age, we age, our children are young and then they age, and everybody ages and whatever. You just have so much more responsibility to shoulder, I think, in 2026, and you're preparing for that responsibility check as soon as you enter that like extra load. Let's look at Aries season ingress, Sun ingress Aries, March 20th, and see what's going on for you here. So here we've got Mercury, Mars, lunar north node in Pisces. And that's really like a learning experience, I think, around partnership and like your spouse. It's like, oh, I didn't know this part about you. People just organizing things with other people and really learning different affectations and how it affects what you guys are doing together and how you see them too and how they see you. It's just like, damn, I haven't ever seen you in this light before, man. I think also, I'm not really sure you're going to be up for working very much. I think that there's something about, I think your brain needs a break because we got this Saturn, Neptune, Pluto. I feel like there's just like migraine. I just feel like there's something right on the top of your head that's just like, let me just close my eyes for a second, right? I think that there are the burdens of these responsibilities that you're taking on. Obviously, responsibility could be a theme of the year for you, but the burden of these responsibilities, I think, are hitting in a different way. This is like a moment, a season where things start clicking and it's like, oh shit. And you really feel like the onus of what you have undertaken and are stepping into. Of course, you got it. I'm just saying it's on your mind, but fortunately, you've got Mars Jupiter situation, but the Pisces lunar north node, so you can get through any problem. There are plenty of creative solutions out there for what you need help with. Let's check out Neptune and Jupiter, your ruling planets, and just see what's going on here. Neptune is really active. Neptune's got a lot going on. Neptune, Uranus, Pluto, your third, second, and 12th houses via midpoints going on there. What else is happening? We've also got Neptune, Moon, Mars, Neptune, Venus, Mars, Neptune, Moon, Mars. So much stuff is happening, obviously, in your second house. And that is, I think money's on the mind too, right? Second house is definitely earned income. But another thing about second house that I don't think is necessarily talked about a lot is that it's about how you take care of yourself. Like it's the house of values, of course, and things like that. But it's like also how you literally value yourself, like basic self care to why do I deserve to get paid blank? I deserved this because blank, right? Like what you qualify as deserving about yourself. And I feel like at this point, rest is deserving for you at minimum. That kind of, but I feel like you're just thinking like, do I deserve this? Like there's so much coming up around that because of like what Neptune is doing. And if you just look at the chart, like just eyeball it, most of the things are below the horizon for you. So this is like a real like personal time where you are just double checking and considering like, do I care about this? Blah, blah, blah. What value does this have for me? Let's move on to Cancer season and see how this could be impacting you, Pisces, my fish people. So this is like the final month or so, final few weeks of having the lunar nodes in your zodiac sign and opposing zodiac sign. It's going to go into Leo and Aquarius, this lunar node axis in August of this year. And so when that happens, the tables turn. It becomes more like rest becomes even more poignant. Rest, healthcare, of all kinds, and care that you're giving to other people, care that you're benefiting from, nurses, volunteers, taking care of dogs, taking care of people who can't take care of themselves that need help. I don't really necessarily think that you're going to be feeling stymied, Pisces, but I do think that your level of space for all this activity, like, it just becomes more limited, and you're just back to business. You're like, oh my God, becoming a little more sacrificial and doing that which needs to be done for some higher cause. It's just less, it looks a little less spontaneous in some kind of ways. Let's look at midpoints and see what could be coming up for you. So we've got Neptune conjunct Uranus Pluto, 13 minutes, was pretty strong. Uranus Pluto midpoint. Then we've got Uranus conjunct Jupiter Neptune midpoint. That's both of your ruling planets. So here's Neptune, here's Jupiter, here's Uranus. And so there's a fundamental need for you at home. There's a fundamental need for you in some very serious private matter that maybe only you can address. And so you are heeding the call with that and taking care of what needs to be taken care of privately. And so privacy is another major theme for you in 2026. It's just so critical. It's so everything that you need to do and experience at these very personal intervals. Moon, Jupiter, Uranus is another energy for you. That's going to be your 7th, 5th, and 4th house. So family, marriage, just all of it, like just balancing it all. This looks actually hella fun. Like Moon, Jupiter, Uranus is really liberating and freeing. I love the support that you have, the critical core support that you have while you're dealing with all these new, some of this is exciting. Like if you welcome a new baby, like my Pisces friend did, it's exciting, and it's all these different emotions. It's exciting, it's scary, you'll die for your child. Like there's so many different emotions that you're processing, and that's part of the excitement. That's part of the all of it, like the depletion, everything in between. And that's what I think that you're like feeling and experiencing. I also feel like this could be just like a good period, this Cancer ingress season from June through the 3rd week of September, to just have a little effing bubble. Have some fucking fun. Just have a bubble with your people. Go out, like with your ride or dies. I feel like another thing for you is intimacy in 2026, Pisces. Intimacy, obviously, with anybody that you may be romantically connected with, but intimacy with your intimate ass people, your soul family, your ride or dies, all kinds. Not everybody needs to know your business. And I think this year you're really kind of staunch on that. Like, you don't want to share your business with anybody. And I definitely wholly respect that. Sun, Jupiter, Uranus. Yeah, it's like, let me do what I do. Let me enjoy myself in private, not needing all those eyes. Okay, let's move on to the final 3 months of the year for you and see what else might be coming up for you. You can see firmly the lunar nodes are out of your sign and your opposing Virgo sign's axis. And so now we have one of your ruling planets, the modern ruler, Neptune in your 2nd house, going to be there for a minute, like 10 years, And then we also have Jupiter now firmly in your 6th house. And so you have this Moon Jupiter. Is that Moon Jupiter? Yes. Yes, it is. Moon Jupiter Neptune from your 12th, 6th, and 2nd houses. So the 6th and the 12th houses have everything to do with health, hospice, the universe, like all of the rules in the universe and the experiences in the universe that we all share. Like we all share the solar system. We all share the ocean. We all share the, how we respond to gravity on Earth. Like it keeps us down, right? Like it's a force that we all respond to. 12th house issues also pertain to like guardian angels and people who, and beings who kind of have their backs from other dimensions. It also has a lot to do with bureaucracy and bullshit, frankly. Excuse my French, but like seriously, like it has to do with things that are totally out of your control that you cannot adjust on your own, that you're waiting for some type of institution. It's institutional realities. You're waiting for institutions to kind of chime in and move the needle. And so this is like, again, like that health axis, that mental integration axis, that care and hospice. You're giving and receiving the care and hospice, right? Like you're that obligation and that responsibility to show up for those in need who cannot help themselves is a huge thing for you. This is also a nonprofit access, volunteer. It is definitely tied to wellness of all kinds, physical, spiritual, mental, emotional. Excuse me. I'm just yawning in response to the feeling of restfulness in your dang chart. Okay, so let's keep it moving. And I want to see what's going on with Jupiter and Neptune. We still got that Uranus, Neptune, Pluto midpoint. And we only have one thing happening with Jupiter that I see, Jupiter, Pluto, lunar north node. So let's spot that, Jupiter, Pluto, and the lunar node. So it's going to be from your 6th to the 12th house. So it's only going to amplify those bureaucratic, spiritual, collective issues, as well as the care issues, and kind of helping, receiving help where you need it. This is obviously a health axis. So Jupiter Pluto is typically beneficial. It basically ordains that you have all the resources that you need to do anything that you need to do. So that's cool. At least you have the resources available, but it also augments the energy of the axis itself. And the energy of the axis is lack of control, of belief and faith as well, is a huge 12th house issue. You got to believe, you got to have faith. That's really the only thing seeing you through, because you can't control necessarily the outcome. I think that's part of the reason why the 12th house is referred to as the house of undoing. There are other houses of undoing too. I feel like the 8th house is also, there's a self undoing, there's another undoing, but like a house of hidden enemies and things like that is the hidden enemy could be literal, but also lack of faith. Like there's like it's hidden enemy and also hidden guardian angel helping you from another sphere, but it's definitely not, this energy is not type A. It is more kind of subtle, showing up in need. It's not necessarily, like, I feel like you've created enough. Like, you've created a lot in the past several years. I feel like now the formula for you or whatever is managing these obligations and these new realities and these responsibilities versus building something more on top of it. Okay, Neptune conjunct Uranus, Pluto midpoint. Here goes Pluto, here's Uranus, and here's Neptune. And so we've got the 4th house triggered your home life, your family, your fundamental needs. So again, like I hate to be a broken record. Sometimes the divination does that. It keeps reiterating, I think potentially as validation. But, you've got a new load. You're learning how to carry it. You are finding value in what you're doing newly. It's very, very deep. There are people reliant on you, such as family members, people who may be suffering with various mental health issues or various health issues. Doesn't have to just be mental. And you're showing up, and God bless. May the gods and goddesses in the universe bless you for your, sacrifice, and everybody's feeling blessed that you're showing up for them, I'm sure. And this kind of validates a little bit of what came up here. Neptune conjunct Uranus. Pluto is in the sixth harmonic, 3 times 2. So times 2 is oppositions, which means with others in harmonic astrology. And the third harmonic is the trine. And the trine is not easygoing. The trine is like a rapid or a river current that you can't control. There are some energies that are completely uncontrollable. I have much respect for a lot of different astrologies. Some of it drives me nuts. But one thing that I can say is that not everything is in our control. I just absolutely don't believe that. I don't believe our higher self is choosing all the stuff that happens. I think that there is a force of entropy and or chaos in the universe that is part of our experience. And that's what you're experiencing with this Neptune conjunct Uranus Pluto in your sixth harmonic at the close, the last 3 months of the year, is like just kind of riding the waves of the undulations that are happening in other people's lives who depend on you. And so, and then also managing your health and healthiness and wellness throughout that sense of aid and responsibility. So, responsible year. Tune into more videos because obviously there could be new stuff coming via each transit that we're talking about, via the new seasonal ingresses with the sun and other planetary ingresses that definitely affect you. Big ups, major love to you, Pisces. Enjoy your year.